Women in 2026 are walking away from the feminist movement because of how contradictory it has become. It's clear that modern feminists seem to hate men, but they also love masculinity. They'll tell you men are toxic, but then they'll turn around and praise women for acting like the worst types of men. If you're loud and aggressive and like selfish, if you sleep around and you're emotionally detached from people, that's bad if you are a man. But if you're a woman, like that's empowering. That's like slay queen. If those traits are really bad in men, why are we encouraging women to adopt them? And on the flip side, what happens to women who are more feminine? The ones who are more nurturing and soft and devoted to their children and their family, like the way women have been since the dawn of time. Those women, they're weak. They are brainwashed. They are oppressed. They are just victims of the patriarchy. Why? Because they don't act like men. Being harsh and reckless and self-centered is bad unless a woman does it. And being gentle and loving and family-oriented is good only when a man does it. But when a woman does it, it's bad. That's not empowerment. That's not leading women to be happier. Real empowerment would be valuing women for what we naturally bring to the table. Not telling us that the only way to be respected and empowered is to mimic the very traits we claim to hate in men. It's just starting to feel less like feminism and less like about femininity and about women and more just like a rebrand of masculinity.
I hate when a man says a misogynistic joke and it's like low-key funny as fuck. Because the other day I was telling a guy about how women and men's hormones are way different, and like the workday was made for men because their hormones reset on a 24-hour basis and ours go over the entire month. And I am giving him the lowdown, okay? I am like speaking for 5 minutes straight about how dieting is different for us and stress hormones are different for us and fasting is different for us and blah 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 blah. And at the end of my fucking speech, he looks at me and he goes, damn, that's crazy. I didn't know all that. And here I thought this whole time men and women were equal. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Something so sad is that I just don't know if I'm ever going to trust men ever again in my life. Like, I've talked to so many of my girlfriends about this recently, and I just feel like a man could literally show me proof of something he is saying. Like, there could be proof that it's not a lie, and I still wouldn't believe it. I just don't trust any of them. Not one. And I was ranting about this with my friend, and they were like, literally same. Like, it's just not safe out here. You just can't trust any of them. Like, you think that you can, and without a doubt something happens. And look, like, obviously I know there are trustworthy men out there, okay? But it's really hard to, like, actually trust anything that comes out of a man's mouth at this point. Because when it happens over and over and over where, like, you think you can trust somebody and they prove you wrong, and they prove you wrong, and they prove you wrong, you get to a point where you're like, yeah, I don't believe anything that any of you say. And I don't want to be that person. I don't like being a pessimistic person, but, like, unfortunately, the proof shows that you can't trust them.
So apparently guys have been telling women that they're not physically attractive. You're not financially attractive. You're not financially attractive. You're not financially attractive.
I never do talking videos, and I'm not even sure why I am, to be fair. Because I'm just sat in my car, because I can't face going in the house, because I don't want to sit with my thoughts, because it's the same questions, isn't it? Why aren't I good enough? What did they have that I haven't? I don't know. I actually don't know. How can somebody hurt somebody so badly and not even think anything of it, not even be sorry? And then just carry on with their life like you were never there. I just feel lost, broken, and worthless. That's how I feel.
Where are all the men that like female company? Where are you guys that enjoy spending time with women? And I don't mean gay men, I mean straight men that like to wine and dine women, that like to take them out, be in their presence because they just love the feminine energy that comes with it. Where are those types of men? Because I want to go on a date, I can't lie. I want to be treated like a princess on a date. I want to get dressed up and go and eat, have good chat, good banter, and then we go on our merry way. Like, not for any reason, not for any sexual end, just for company, companionship, conversation, and a nice time. Where are those types of men?
I was talking to this guy and I said, let's go for a wine. And he's like, look, April, I'm not meant to be drinking, but you know what? I'll give it up for you. I'll have a wine with you. And I'm like, brilliant, let's do it. And then he proceeds to say, tonight's the perfect night for a wine and a movie at home. For yourself, mate. I'm not coming. I'm not coming over. I don't know you from a bar of fucking soap. I don't understand when we forgot to even at least pretend to give a fuck about having a conversation first before we get down to the nitty gritty. There is some, like, I'm not coming over when I don't even know who you are. I don't even know your last name. It's not even on your profile. You want me to come over and watch a movie like we're fucking best friends? Sorry, bro. Ask the next girl.
I used to be so confused why women were attracted to feminine men like Harry Styles. I mean, he literally wears dresses and nail polish, and I just would be like, this seems kind of strange, and I never understood it, right? But then I started learning more and more about birth control, and we're put on birth control. Women are put on birth control at such young ages. I misspoke on one of my last videos, and I said at the age of 15. At the age of 12. At the age of 12, we're putting girls on birth control. And what this is doing is it's actually hijacking your entire endocrine system, your nervous system, your hormones. Everything is being changed physiologically. So the things that God designed you to like, you no longer like. You're like, your body's confused. And so you're attracted to something that's like not natural. Isn't that kind of strange?
So I went on a date with this guy, right? And I am someone who is not a flirt. Unfortunately, I don't know how to flirt. All I got is what I got, which is what I look like. And usually that does me the trick. But with this guy, he was playing little Mr. fucking hard to get. Okay, so I invite him to the jacuzzi. I was like, hey, let's go to the jacuzzi, because, you know, everybody loves a jacuzzi date. We get to see each other in our bathing suits. We get to see what our bodies look like without being naked. It's brilliant. And so, anyways, I'm in the jacuzzi. Okay, he pulls up. He's here. He gets in the jacuzzi. We're chilling. Okay, we're talking, small talking, you know, kind of cute, telling him about my life, him telling about his life, and anyways, so he's telling me about some whatever bullshit story that I'm not listening to, and in my brain, I'm thinking, okay, how do I get this guy to kiss me? How do I get him to touch my lips with his lips? And so I'm calculating, okay, and this is someone who doesn't know how to flirt. I, unfortunately, do not go on enough dates to know how to flirt. So I was really trying not to mess this up with this guy, because this guy was literally gorgeous. And so I'm like, okay, I gotta think. He's not making the first moves, so that means this is up to me. And so I'm sitting, anyways, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, okay, I got it. I'm gonna give him the eyes. Yeah, that's gonna work. And so I start like giving the eyes. By the way, I don't even know what the fuck the eyes are, okay? I don't really even know what that is. I just know like you look down and you just kind of like look through your eyebrows. I don't know, I saw it on TikTok. And so anyways, I'm like trying to give him the eyes, and I guess I was not looking seductive. I guess I was looking quite concerning, and he decided to be like, hey, like, are you all right? Are you okay? And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, and I completely break my like, you know, fierce look. And I was like, I'm all right, I'm good. Are you all right? And the rest of that night was really awkward, and I was just trying to look as normal as possible, and I never did try the eyes again. That, by the way, that doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. So, never saw him again. Wasn't a success. I'm never flirting again. I think he was gay, I'm not sure.
Quick one to all the single ladies out there. Can someone please explain to me where I'm meant to meet my husband in this generation? Like Hinge? No. Going out? No. My gym? No. I work as a lash tech, I work with women. Honestly, why are men so unserious at the minute? I don't fancy anyone on these apps. Someone please explain to me how we are meant to meet our husbands in this day and age. I would love to know the answer. So if someone has the answer, let me know. Thanks.
Here is the funniest part about her rant. She's asking single women how to find a husband. Think about that for a second. She's trying to get to a destination, and she's asking people who haven't reached it how to get there. That's like asking broke people how to get rich.
She's that desperate.
She spent 5 minutes explaining how men and women are different in biology, hormones, stress, performance, then gets offended when he jokes, so we're not equal. It's like they practice a conditional consistency. Their consistency breaks as soon as their logic does not benefit them. First, they say men and women are fundamentally different, biology, emotions, everything. Then they say to treat both exactly the same, as if those differences don't exist anymore. And at the same time, if you point out those differences in a way they don't approve of, you are a misogynist. So what do men do? They laugh. She's basically asking where all the men are who'll spend money on her for an evening she's already decided has no future, no romantic interest, no sexual interest, just a free dinner and good chat on his tab. And the self-awareness just isn't there. Because if a man posted a video saying, "Where are all the women who'll cook me a meal, look beautiful, be great company," and then leave with no expectations, he'd be destroyed in the comments. But somehow this framing feels completely reasonable to some women. The men she's looking for aren't gone. They just stopped volunteering to be entertainment budgets for women who only think about themselves. That's not a crisis of masculinity. That's just men having basic self-respect.
Facts.
Let's be honest, if this guy was her celebrity crush or a man she was genuinely obsessed with, that wine and movie at his place would have suddenly sounded a lot more appealing. Women make exceptions constantly for men they're really into. The rules get flexible when the attraction is high enough. And that's actually the most useful thing a man can take from this. If a woman is finding reasons not to see you, creating obstacles, or needs a lot of convincing, she's not that into you. A woman who's genuinely attracted is making it easy, not complicated. So stop spending time and money trying to clear hurdles that only exist because she's not sold on you. Find the woman who's already bought in. Everything else is just an expensive audition.
I don't fall for that shit anymore.
For men dating right now, this is relevant. There are studies showing women on hormonal birth control are drawn to different male traits than they would be naturally. Some research suggests they gravitate toward less masculine characteristics while on it, which means a woman who met you, fell for you, and then came off birth control is essentially meeting you again with a different set of instincts. That's not a small variable. Attraction built on an artificially altered hormonal state is not the same as natural chemistry, and both people deserve to know that.
It's true. That is true.
She fancies this guy, invites him to a jacuzzi, and then spends the whole evening trying to telepathically communicate her interest through a look she learned on TikTok. It doesn't work, shockingly, and she concludes he might be gay. Men are not mind readers. A weird look across a jacuzzi is not a signal, a genuine compliment. Leaning in and saying, "Are you going to kiss me or not?" might actually work a lot better. It takes about 4 seconds of courage and removes all the guesswork.
No question about that.
Real men of genius.